It's my pleasure to speak at such event. I will start from the military situation. Currently, most of fighting is located in eastern and southeastern part of Ukraine. There was no huge change in controlled area by two sides of the war in 2023, and currently Ukraine lost not control more than 17% of its territory compared with 7% before the full-scale invasion started. After almost 29% decrease in GDP in 2022, last year Ukrainian GDP grew by 5.3%, and the National Bank expects that it will continue to grow by 3 to 5% in next 3 years. Unemployment is decreasing, also not just because of economic growth, but also because of massive refugee outflow and mass mobilization. The structure of trade from Ukraine shifted towards agriculture products, and currently agriculture represents almost 2/3 of Ukrainian exports, while imports, the structure of imports is almost without change, and imports is increasing, and it's reached almost pre-war level, while despite partial deblocking of seaports, exports is far below the pre-war levels. That is why Ukraine has a significant merchandise trade balance deficit, almost 18 or even 20 billions per year. Ukraine received funding, significant funding from foreign countries, 74 billions in 2022 and 2023, and about 10 billions in first quarter of this year. The funding gap is estimated at 40 billions per year. You know that in April an emergency bill was approved by US Congress, and its amount is about 61 billions of funding. And also in February this year, European Union approved a support package for Ukraine of worth of 50 billions of euros. There are different plans to raise how to fund Ukraine in the long term, but it's more about currently it's more about political discussions and no exact ways. Also, I should say that currently foreign currency reserves of Ukraine is on the at all time high, despite some irregular external financing last quarter. Ukraine's state budget deficit increased significantly during the war. Defense spending accounts for more than half of a country's budget, and currently the deficit of budget is more than 20% of GDP. You understand that it's a huge amount. Production of steel and hot metal gradually recovered, and in March, on annual basis, we had 16% growth, and In first quarter, we had 37% growth of crude steel production and 32% growth in hot metal production compared to the previous year. Currently, 5 from 10 steel plants which were under control of Ukraine before full-scale invasion started produces steel, and only 3 out of 6 plants produces pig iron. Ukrainian steelmaking plants are working at reduced capacity. The capacity utilization is in the range 30 to 90%. As I said, from 10 steel plants which were under control of Ukraine when the full-scale invasion started. 2 plants were lost. It's Mariupol plants, Ilyich Steel and Azovstal. 2 plants were stopped because they are very close to battle line, and 1 plant currently produces only rolling products and coke products. So just 5 plants out of 10 produces steel. More than 1/3 of pre-war capacity is under occupation. I mean capacities which were under control of Ukraine on 24th of February 2 years ago. So from these capacities, namely coke, 44% of coking capacities were lost, hot metal, 34% of hot metal and crude steel capacities, 38% of semi-finished steel, and 36% finished steel. As a result of occupation, some types of products were lost, like plate, large-size sections, mast of types, railroad rails, and mast of rail fasteners. Domestic steel consumption increased by 27% in first months of this year. Since the second half of previous year, monthly average volumes of steel consumption remained upper than 300 kilotons per month, and currently domestic consumption reached almost 80% of pre-war levels. There has been a recovery in both segments, in for long and flat products. Import share has reached 25–30% as compared to less than 20% before the full-scale invasion. As I said before, the increase in imports mainly occurs because some types of products were lost, for example, plates. In January-February this year, export of metal products increased by 86%. Current volumes of exports on an annual basis. Current volumes of exports are 3 times lower than before the full-scale war, and exports was boosted because of seaports deblocking several months ago. Europe has remained the largest destination for Ukrainian exports, but there has been an increase in export to North America and MENA in recent months. Currently, all of Ukrainian seaports in Azov Sea are under occupation. Just 6 Ukrainian seaports are in operation, and all of them are located in Odessa region. You can see that Izmail was the largest seaport of Ukraine by by transshipment volume last year, or 20 million out of 62 million of total transshipment. And currently, transshipment through ports more than twice lower than it was in 2021. Also, the cargo transportation by railway increased partially because of unblocking of seaports. On annual basis, transportation by railway to all destinations increased by 31% in March, and for export destination by 54%. The largest increase was in iron and other ores, and as well grains and so on. We see possible two scenarios for the course of the war in short term. I should say that it's not scenarios for the outcome of the entire war, it's just scenarios for short term, for 2024-2025. First scenario is like a neutral, so-called frontline stabilization. It assumes that no benefits in the war has any side of the conflict, no significant territorial advancement for both sides, possible freezing of the war on the current front line, and no peace treaty or quasi-peace treaty. Consequences for metallurgy of this scenario, there will be maintained control over the coke and coal resources base in the Donetsk region, opportunities for growth of exports, and as well production of steel. Domestic steel market continues to recover at moderate pace, and risk of further attacks on production, energy, and logistics infrastructure are lower than is the second scenario. And the second scenario looks like downside scenario. It assumes continued like crawling of Russian offensive, full occupation of Donetsk region, possible attempts to seize new territories, and as well no peace treaty or quasi-peace treaty. And consequences of this scenario for metallurgy are the loss of the coke and coal resources base in the northwestern part of the Donetsk region. As a result, the cessation of coke and coal exports, shifting to coke and coal imports, and as well coke imports. This could result in decrease in production and exports of metal products, especially products with low added value. As well, it might result in decrease in financial performance of metallurgical assets and other things. If we consider this scenario in terms of figures, the situation is the next. In 2023, we had 6.2 million tons crude steel production and 5.7 million tons of steel products production. About 2 million tons net exports and 3.8 million tons apparent consumption. Both scenarios assumes almost equal figures for 2024, about 7.5 million tons crude steel output and about 7 million tons of rolled steel output, and about 3 million tons of net export and apparent consumption 3.9 million tons. In terms of 2020-25, these scenarios will result in different figures, and crude steel output in the second scenario will be 6.8 million tons, or almost 2 million tons lower than in first scenario. As well, apparent consumptions will be a little bit lower because of negative trends in economy, and this is also will result in lower figures for export by 1.2 million tons. I would like to say just a few words about how our company operates in current conditions. Since August 2023, a Black Sea corridor has opened for merchant ships from Ukraine. This led to resumption of seaborne exports of mining and metallurgical products. Currently, Metinvest steel mills are maintaining capacity utilization of 65–75% of pre-war levels. Comet Steel operates 2 out of 3 blast furnaces, and Zaporizhzhstal operates 3 out of 4 blast furnaces. Also, Zaporizhzhstal continues production of merchant slabs, which are used by groups Italian rerollers as feedstock. The group iron ore assets operating at around 55 to 85% of pre-war levels. And for non-Ukrainian assets, situation is the next. They works like more on standalone basis. United Coals, its coal mine in USA, operates is more oriented on exports, and Spartan UK assets using the feedstock primarily from local suppliers of slabs, because Metinvest Mariupol slabs as a source was lost. And Perepelytsia and Metinvest Metal, which are located in Italy, and previously used slabs for Mariupol, using feedstock from the EU and seaborne suppliers. Also, Perepelytsia, which also produced hot rolled coils, currently produce mainly plates because a more favorable price and environment for plates. Promet Steel has continued production using the feedstock of Comet Steel, square billet from Ukraine. I'm finished. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Roman, for your presentation. Do we have any questions from the floor? Okay, I will ask you just one question. You mentioned that in both scenarios that you told, that the steel exports from Ukraine have potential to increase this year to 4 million metric tons. And I would like to ask you what destination, sales destination, you see as the most promising for increasing these exports?
I would say that taking into account like the bottlenecking of sea roads, the pattern of this destination could be more diversified compared to previous year, because in the 2023 and until autumn, most of products use railway roads, so European Union was priority, but currently many other roads are available, but also we should take into account that there are huge risks because the match of supports infrastructure, because of electricity problems after shelling, and so on. So there could be different regions, both in any case, it will be European Union, MENA, and North America, but it's North America is more about pig iron, probably. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presentation. So, thank you, Roman. We will